What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Mayans MC Season 4, the finale. A lot to talk about with this one because it was a long episode. I think it was like a half hour longer. But I'm going to try to get through it pretty quick and just get to some of the big points. But I do have a lot here. So I'll say overall, this was a very dark episode, apart from Tig being in it, back from Sons of Anarchy, one of my absolute favorite characters from Sons. Just so funny and so interesting. So yeah, he was always great. So glad he survived to the end of Sons, because I really was expecting him to be gone since season 1 of Sons. But anyway, so yeah, he was like the only funny parts of this episode, really. The rest of it was super dark. Yeah. And speaking of dark, that's one of the big things that I've heard people say they have a problem with. I've said it in the past. Easy taking such a dark road with his character. Now, that is something that he plays it well, and it is interesting to see, because of course it creates a drama. But if you, and conflict, but if you really think back to how he was and the progression of this, maybe it sits better on a binge, as I've said, but I think that would probably make it worse. It just feels like such a drastic change. Yeah, they've always talked about him having a dark side to his character, but it is just such a contrast flip, just about as far as you could go with his character. I would say he's even darker than Jax was at the end of the series at this point, with threatening Angel at the end. Super intimidating scene we'll get more into. And yeah, even Jax I don't think would have threatened like something like Chibs, if Chibs disagreed with him, for example. Yeah, they even give him a red shirt just to show like how angry, I guess, and evil he is now. I don't know. Yeah, I think by the end of it, Angel or Easy are gonna kill one another. If I had to guess, like kind of Bates Motel style, if you're familiar with that show, Angel might have to put Easy down. So yeah, okay, so let's get into it. The start of it. We finally get Coco's funeral, which I'm surprised it's coming this late into the game. It feels like, I guess the course of this whole season's only take place over maybe like 2 weeks, maybe. But yeah, it feels like it's been a lot longer, like his funeral should have happened already. But yeah, I like that. And the way his daughter calls everyone out at the funeral. Let's see. Not a very triumphant like shot, like a big reveal for Tig, but we already knew he was coming like episodes ago. They revealed it, but yeah, he's just walking in the hospital. I expected like a big, I don't know, some type of cool way to reveal him, but that's fine, because his scenes that followed, every scene that he was in was gold. I feel like they really probably did more of his like freak aspect that he had in Sons, where he's just kind of a weirdo. Maybe a little bit more here, but I'm fine with it. I had a lot of fun with a lot of his dialogue, his lines. Just so many in the hospital bed. Don't kink shame me. And I'm not sure. I wonder if he's still with the transgender person, Walton Goggins, however you say it. Absolutely awesome actor. I doubt they could ever get him in Mayans. He'd probably be too expensive at this point, because he's been in movies and stuff now. But yeah, I'm glad they got Tig back. But anyway, yeah, Alvarez talks about, I know what kind of women you're into and stuff, so I guess he's still with the transgender, I don't know. But yeah, so cool to see him. I can't really express that enough, because he was one of my favorites, and still was great, yeah, with his quirkiness. So, yeah, with that opening scene, him coming with the flowers, I could just go on and on about it. Anyway, so, Easy plays some serial killer like Jigsaw shit with the guy in the truck, like super dark, like kill yourself or I'll kill you and not give your family. Either way, you're dead though, just depends on how you go out, as whether your family gets money or not. Just super dark. I know this guy was kind of being a pest. I would have almost preferred to see them do something with this character, this guy from prison, to like kind of have him manipulate Easy, or I don't know, just do something more with him. But he feels like he was just a fly buzzing around Easy, and then Easy finally just swatted him at the end of it, essentially. So yeah, because he made Easy apparently into who he was in prison. I don't know, I just felt like we could have got more, or maybe I wasn't understanding. It's entirely possible as well. We get a mention of Pope with the talk with Tig and Alvarez. He was only in like just two scenes, I believe, Tig, but yeah, just again, so great they got him for even one scene. Now they had all the Sons remaining characters, I think, crossover. Even Gemma had a certain point and she didn't even survive. So yeah, we get a mention of Pope, and Tig and Alvarez just have a nice talk about how, you know, Alvarez isn't getting old. He's just not really made for the life anymore because he's a good guy. And yeah, they just, you know, still buddies, like talking about, yeah, if we get together on the battlefield, I'm looking forward to it. He's like, yeah, I'm sure you are, you crazy bastard. Just love their scene together. And then, let's see. We get the reason Creep was picked to be the one manipulated by, I guess she's actually a cop. I thought that she was just like being manipulated by the police to go against Creep, but apparently she is a cop herself, it would seem. But yeah, she just kind of gives him the reason that he was picked, and it's super sad just because he was the most vulnerable, and it's interesting to hear the reasons they picked him versus the other members. And then Alvarez put Easy in his place, you know, although Alvarez gets put in his place later, but Alvarez put Easy in his place, and I like a lot of his dialogue in this episode, where he was telling he's surrounded by ghosts, and he's going to keep the rest of the club members from becoming ghosts too, because, you know, all the club members, a lot of the people Alvarez knew are gone and dead. And yeah, so finally he tells Easy like it is, and Alvarez tells a lot of the club members like it is later on, but they just don't fucking listen because they're, I don't know, like teenage kids mentality or something, it would seem. They're all like probably 40 or older, so, but yeah, they all act like little kids. But, you know, of course that creates drama for the show. Okay, so let's see. This scene tricked me with Bishop getting a girl got out of his bed. I was hoping something would happen with that girl that he was getting set up with, but no. He was just sleeping with like a random clubhouse girl or something. So we'll see what happens with Bishop and that other girl later on. But none of the club members at this point are really likable, considering none of them sided with Alvarez to me. And it makes a lot of sense now why they killed off Coco, because the only character that would be like you like enough that they could kill off to make it kind of justified where you'd be behind the club members for wanting revenge was Coco. But again, it's like Alvarez said, you've got your revenge, how much is going to be enough? Even Angel kind of says this at some point, that Angel still sides with Easy, kind of, or doesn't side with Alvarez. Anyway, I gotta get through this, we got a lot of notes, a lot to get through. Okay, I hate Easy. He's a super big bitch for going to Bishop behind Alvarez's back. Such a fucking bitch. Hate Easy's character, safe to say. Let's see. I'm super lost how Angel's girlfriend, whatever her fucking name is, the chick with the baby, you know, shaves her head. I can't remember. I don't care. Kind of over her character. But I'm super lost how she got to work with the midget girl. In the scene, she slits the pool guy's throat and just boom, gets that out of the way. I guess we'll see more on that next season, but I'm lost. How the fuck? She was just having a conversation with Potter, and then she's working with this chick. Did Potter tell her to work with the cartel? I don't think so. Maybe I'm just confused. Yeah. Okay, and then I don't like Emily, but I did feel bad for her whenever Galindo has their son and is using that against her, and yeah, she's just trapped at this point and has to go back to Galindo, and that was Galindo's whole plan. And I'm super disappointed that they seem to have redeemed Galindo's character in Mexico, but now they threw him under the bus again, back to where he's, I don't know, an asshole again, big time, you know. So I was super disappointed to see that, because I really liked Galindo until this episode, you know, for a lot of it. Or yeah, so I was just like, what the fuck? What's the point of that? There's an awesome scene on the highway with Easy and his girlfriend on his back where the truck crashes. You just gotta have an appreciation for a TV show, having some of those, like, you know, action movie type effects, and being able to pull that off is great. So the Meth Mountain guy is back. His name's Isaac. J.R. Bourne is the actor's name. I really like him from Teen Wolf, a show that I used to watch. And he's really great actor. Really liked him as the Meth Mountain leader. But he was a Sons of Anarchy member. Am I missing something? I don't remember him being a Sons of Anarchy member at the Meth Mountain. Maybe I'm just way confused. But I don't know. That's just where, as far as I know. But yeah, either way, I'm glad to see his character back, even if they had to do some weird writing shit and make him into a son to get him back in there. But I've got to be confused. I will admit, I'll look more into that. Coco's daughter goes back for, I'm bad with names, so Coco's daughter goes back for Hope, which was super nice to see that she, finally did something likable, Hope, Coco's daughter, and go back for Hope and save her from that, and is there for her. That was super nice, and I liked it. And her line about the car, the vomit green car. Okay, so poor Felipe, another scene with one of his sons, Galindo is his son. Every single scene that this guy has had, this actor has had this season, has just been him getting shit on by Angel, by Easy, and even by Angel's girlfriend or whatever. He's there for her, and then she just kind of tells him to go. She's upset, but after losing the baby. But poor Felipe all season. Let's see. Sad and lonely talking to his wife, and then Galindo just comes up and ruins his fucking day even more. Such a sad character. And but yeah, he reveals to him that finally that he's a Reyes brother. I've heard some people had problems with that scene, like it felt out of character for Felipe to not be more sympathetic to Galindo, but this dude was holding a gun in his face, so I don't think he was like an asshole to him. But yeah, it's cool we finally got that reveal. I can't stand the scene where Easy calls the kill switch on Alvarez, obviously, and I can't stand the other club members not siding with Alvarez because it's feeding such straight logic, but it feels like the other club members just have to do dumbass decisions just for the sake of continuing the plot, and act so stupid, and just out of character or illogical. Maybe one or two would be crazy enough to want to continue the war, but all of them. So Alvarez is out. I like his lines. You act like peace is a dirty word. Hams it up. I built this club, but he's, he's such a good leader. He walks away. And I'm glad, he's not, I don't know if Alvarez will come back to the show, it seemed like the way he hung up his bike and stuff at the end, like he was done, and I'm fine with that, because I've been worried for the past 2 seasons that they're going to kill off Alvarez, and I don't want that. Please just retire that character. He's made it so long, and is so good. Don't kill him. But yeah, so just super frustrated with that scene. And Bishop is the VP. I found that kind of funny. I don't know if Bishop was privy to that, if he thought he was going to get the president seat, but yeah, Easy is the president. Again, all of this feels too similar to Jack's, president leader going downhill. And yeah, it's just, I feel like in the start they had a nice contrast with him and Jax, kind of. I mean, they were both really smart characters, but just different enough. But now they're starting to become too similar. But like I said, Easy's way darker than Jax at this point, I think. And unnaturally so. Jax had a natural progression, Easy not so much, in my opinion. Let's see. So yeah, I don't know if he retired or what, Alvarez. And then I love the scene, it was so well acted, where Angel confronts Easy and is like, has a real talk with him, like, what's up, bro, why are you acting like this ever since Gabby? And they kind of have a scene that confirms like Easy's like a fucking serial killer or something all of a sudden. It goes back to when he was a kid and like killed an animal without any kind of thought, and that's what serial killers, typically do. They hurt animals at a young age or kill animals. And yeah, so Angel has a real bro-to-bro talk with him, and he just kind of, cold, dead face. But I love the scene where sometimes you don't need words if you have a good enough script and a good enough like actors for it, where he just puts his hand on his shoulder and softly, and then slowly squeezes it, and then just lets go and walks away. That's all. He didn't say anything, but it said so much without saying anything, So I absolutely love that, And then he walks away and hugs his new brothers, pretty much, and leaves Angel behind. Angel probably wants out of the life. I've been frustrated with Angel's character this season, but he may start to become one of my favorites if he starts to go against this, and wants to get out because of his baby now, you would think, which is so stupid again why he voted against Alvarez, but I guess it was his brother, so it was a tough spot. So yeah, that was great. And then Creep's confession, where Creep, I guess, will go to jail now. That might be the end of all we see of Creep, because he's loyal to his club to the end, which, to a degree, I can understand, because, I wouldn't be able to sleep soundly, I guess, if I ratted on, you know, it's not just that Mayans group. There's a lot of Mayans and shit like that might want to come after him for being a rat. I don't know. And also, you know, you can't really feel too reformed as a criminal if you're only in that position because you sold out these other people. I don't know. So I kind of get where he was coming from, but at the same time, I wanted him to have a happy ending too and turn on the Mayans because I don't really have too much love for a lot of them. Right. So yeah, but Creep was loyal to the end. Good character there. If we see him again, lots of nice. I forgot to mention this. Lots of nice framed shots this episode. Like whenever Creep's giving his confession, just as an example of one. When Creep's giving his confession, you can see the girl in the mirror like reacting to everything that he's saying. So yeah, just lots of good. I think it's called cinematography this episode. Just lots of good shots. And then I thought we were on a cliffhanger, but I read somewhere that it was Angel that burned the heroine. But I don't know if that's right. Maybe it is. I thought it was like another cliffhanger ending. Yeah, so if Angel burned it, I'm like, how did he know where it was? Because didn't only Angel and Easy and Alvarez know where it was? And he had his hood up, so I was really thinking it was like a cliffhanger, but I heard somebody say it was Angel, so I don't know. I guess it makes sense if it was Angel. It could probably make sense for quite a few characters if you really go and sit and think about it, but I'll just have to go back and watch the scene again. So yeah, so that's where we leave off. Lots of setup for next season, I guess, and but lots of stuff here that really just frustrates you with the characters and may feel a little bit out of character, you know, for some of this stuff. I've heard a lot of people say this season just really feels different compared to the other ones, and it's writing, you know, and I can see that for sure. But given that we got Tig and everything, I think I'm going to have to put this episode at a solid 8, you know, 8.5, just for some of those partial things. I was engaged with some of it, but if you really sit back and think about it, you're like, you know, if some of this, it's off, right? So yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, let me know what you think, and if it was a cliffhanger ending, then who do you think burned the heroine? But if it was Angel for sure, then never mind. And yeah, until next season, hopefully it gets renewed. It has not been renewed as of yet for a season 5. I'm thinking it will. You know, I hope so, of course, because I want to see the story come to a conclusion. I think they had said they have it planned out for 7 seasons, just like Sons of Anarchy. So yeah, hopefully they get to that point, because I can't stand shows that get canceled before they get a conclusive ending. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.